Welcome to the Super Facts Show on the Super Facts Network. Featuring St. Laz, who also hosts the popular web series Gem Pop and music journalist Mark Waldo Ward. They have discussions about hip hop, culture, society, philosophy, and everything else. Now available on YouTube and wherever else you get your podcasts. What up, world? Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network. It's your man Mark Waldo Ward in here with a true legend. And to kind of paraphrase Big L, how come you can listen to his first song and know where a lot of rappers got their whole style from? The Master IC, worked with all the legends before anybody else for the most part. One of the breakout stars of the legendary DJ Clue series of the 90s, one of my personal favorite artists. Mic Geronimo, how you doing today, brother? What's up?
Mark, I'm good, brother. Thank you, bro. Thanks for having me, man. I'm cool though. Everything's good. What's up with you, bro?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm happy to see that you releasing new music. You got a new song out, Smoke, and a freestyle with Nature.
So,
So
yeah.
so Smoke, that's is that a single? Because you're about to drop an album, right?
Yeah, well, I'm putting the finishing touches on it, and tentatively the album will probably come out in March. So yeah, we get ready to let things go, bro.
And so right now they can check out Smoke on all digital streaming platforms.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the album is 3016, which is personal to you. You chose the title for a special reason, right?
Yeah, 3016. That was actually my father passed away from cancer a couple of years ago, but 3016 was his badge number. He was NYPD. So he was I guess you could say he was the catalyst for me to go, even do the project that I'm working on now, but I promised him that I would. So once I started recording, once I got like halfway through, it just hit me to, what better way to dedicate it to him. So that's where 3016 comes from.
Was he a cop in your neighborhood?
Nah, not my neighborhood. But he was NYPD. I mean, if you're a cop, you're a cop. So in my neighborhood, if he was there, I guess technically, yeah, he was a cop of my neighborhood.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like his beat or whatever. You know what I mean?
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Man, I wonder how that would have changed your life.
I have no idea, bro.
I know. How could you even project it? You know what I mean?
I mean, it didn't. I don't know. Like, to me, that it was no different than if your father's a plumber, or if your father's an electrician, if your father, owned the store. My dad was a cop.
Yeah, no, there's definitely no. Especially, I imagine, given the time frame that he was probably a police officer in New York City, he was probably one of those guys that like walked around and knew people in the neighborhood and.
Yeah, like
be involved in a boxing league. I mean, the New York police used to have some righteousness to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But he started out there in the 70s, and then from there on, he spent the better part of his life as a police officer and with the military. So that's pretty much most of what I knew, being raised around.
Hey, that's good though, because that means I feel like having structure. I mean, anybody who has structure does better in life for the most part. But
I guess debatable. I got into my share of things, but all in all, yeah, I'm very appreciative that now that I'm a man, now that I'm grown, now that I have my own children and my own family, and I live life every day. I'm very, very, very grateful that I had that amount of structure, caring, and knowledge around me.
I mean, it might not have kept you from getting into things, but it might be the reason it might be the reason you got out of it might be the reason you got out of things,
I mean? A couple of times here and there, so. But shout out to Dad. I love him.
Well, since we talking your family, I know it's in your bio, and if there's not too much to it, we can move right along. But your mother worked for Ebony. Like, did you ever used to go to the office? Did that have any how would I say formative experiences from that for you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When I was a kid,
please elaborate.
Yeah, my mom worked for Ebony magazine, and they were owned by Mr. Johnson, who owned Johnson Publishing. So as a kid, every now and
You know
again,
Robert Johnson?
yeah, I met him as a child. Yeah, I knew him as a kid. So like,
Started the Charlotte Bobcats.
yeah, so not the same. Not, I don't believe that's the same Mr. Johnson, the one who started the Bobcats. I don't believe that's the same one.
Oh, I thought it was.
Nah,
I thought he started
I could
Ebony.
be wrong, but my mom was actually one of the heads of marketing and ad placement at Ebony. And so, you know, as a kid, she would take me to work with her in Manhattan, and you know, I would meet people like Mr. Johnson, or you know, other people that were affiliated with the magazine, and I would just be a kid watching what my mom did, you know.
Man, so I guess being able to experience all those different worlds really was why you were so, you know, from the beginning really to be so, what would be the right way to say it? Various
Yeah,
different styles, different topics.
I definitely was around a lot of different things. I was around a lot of different cultures, and I was around a lot of different vibes. And I just think naturally as a kid, I always wanted to see everything, know everything, learn everything I could. So to me, it was cool to be able to see all these different places and all these different experiences, and just gather stuff from, you know. And then when it came to music, like, you know, I was just exposed to so many different forms of music early on in life that, you know, if there wasn't any music playing, I didn't feel right. So I guess in a sense, it kind of maybe subconsciously like put me in a zone where I already was thinking of, you know, having a joy, having a love for music.
Well, I mean, I noticed that like one thing from the beginning, like I've been a big reader all my life. So like
Mhm.
you know, I spoke like those around me. Like I know big words and wouldn't know how to say them and shit because nobody used them. But I
Mhm.
know it's a lot that you would use quote unquote vocabulary words in like a smooth way. And then like sometimes they would even become I wouldn't say slang, but I hear other rappers say them.
That's deep. I ain't even all of that flew over me, but nah, that's cool. I mean, yo, you Mark, bro, I say it all the time. You can't really be anything other than what you are, who you are. You know, so me, I've always had a love for communication. I've always had a love for, like I said, learning and utilization and application. So it's kind of like if I learned the word, then I would just lock that shit in. And, you know, it wasn't just about the word, it was about the meaning, the context, the time, the use of it, you know. So, and I was an avid reader from the beginning. Like in school, I would say I definitely read a lot. I read fast, and I had like a real